Hi, my name is Star, and this is the Full Spectrum Art Party, episode 8. Welcome! Hi! If you've seen this before, thanks for coming back and watching another one. If you're new, stick around. I'm going to jump right into the knitting. There was a little delay in between the last one and this one. I had a little minor health blip. I'll talk about that at the end. It's life. But mostly I talk about knitting. There's some crochet and some other odds and ends, and then I often have little tangents and whatever. My style is mostly kind of unfiltered and authentic, kind of real talk stuff. I'm not very overly curated, but I do appreciate that if that's you. I'm actually quite impressed, so good for you. One way I like to start the show is by pulling a card from Madame Endora's fortune cards, and I feel like it kind of sets the tone for the show. I've done this twice now, and both times, weirdly, we got the Knight, which is like triumph over adversity. And then, so I'm going to shuffle that in, and we'll see what we get. So right now I'm shuffling the deck, and we'll see what we get. Hope that you're doing well. I'm doing good now. I'm doing really good. I've kind of recovered from all of that nonsense. And it's Saturday. I turned off the air conditioning, so hopefully it'll be quiet. And I look forward to turning it back on when this is over. My family went out to Goodwill and places like that to have some fun. Hope they score. All right, here we go. What did we get? Ooh, it's not the Knight. We got, Hindrance. Well, she's a beautiful butterfly named Hindrance. Fate has blocked this path for you. Oh, why do I do this? Why? Let's do this fun thing. Hindrance. Fate has blocked this path for you. Great. So that's a segment we should drop. Let's read what it is. All right. Hindrance is part of a section called, is it part of the Treasury? I don't know. Also, I'm kind of slow at this because I actually don't know what I'm doing. I'm not an expert in this deck. It's part of the Realm of Fable, pages 7 to 9. All right, let's just see what it says. I find that with cards, there's usually something good. The Realm of Fable consists of 10 cards, which depict various beings from ancient lore. These strange and fantastic, they chose a font that's kind of hard to read, so that's why I'm being weird. That's the only reason I'm being weird. Strange and fantastic personifications from Egyptian, Celtic, and Greek mythology represent outside forces that guide, influence, motivate, and hinder or otherwise affect your destiny. Hindrance. This woodland fairy presents an unavoidable delay. However, this is merely a temporary setback. Try another approach to attain your goal. View the problem from a different perspective to find an alternate solution. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I see this can work for us. In fact, there was a hindrance to recording this episode. I was going to record it a week ago, and then I had my little seizure and ensuing 2-day migraine. So yeah, I had to try another approach to attain our goal, and maybe something will come up today that makes sense. And if this makes sense for you, maybe this isn't even about me. My advice is try another approach to attain your goal. View the problem from a different perspective and find an alternate solution. All right, moving on. The artwork's pretty. Now, let's get to the knitting and the crochet. Yes, I said crochet. I've got a crochet project in here too. I also have finished objects, which is really neat for me. something that had been sitting in the back burner for a long time. It was kind of in a timeout. I don't know why. I wasn't vibing with it. And then I am. This is called the sockhead hat. It's cute, right? It's called that because it's made with sock yarn, or fingering weight yarn in this case. It's not really sock yarn. This is one of many ways that you would not wear it. Okay, so it's like a slouch hat. It's by Kelly McClure. I want to say this is a free pattern. I'll link everything below. You can also fold up the cuff. Brim. I'm so used to socks. There's lots of ways to wear it if you want to have more of like a, yeah, it's so cute. I love it. Yeah, lots of ways to wear it. This is the yarn. Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles. It's a potluck color, which means I guess you can't get it. Sorry if you love it. I still have some left over, quite a bit. It's pretty. It's got that kind of nebula vibe, like a night sky with auroras. That's what I feel like. So I love yarns like this, but then I was thinking, well, it's a skinny single. What does that mean? It's not plied. So what can you do with yarn like that? It's very drapey when knit. It doesn't have a lot of structure. It's not plied, which will tend to hold up more. So this kind of yarn does this. So it's good on shawls. It would be a cute one skein bandana. It's good for garments that you want to, and it's great for this. Yeah. So it has that kind of, I went down, however, my baby hairs. However, I did go down needle sizes. Originally, it just was too slouchy. Also, I'm a loose knitter. Also, it was coming out ginormous, so my gauge was wrong anyway. The pattern comes in many sizes. This is a beautiful pattern. It's like tiny to huge. And for some reason I chose large. I think I could have got away with a medium. I mean, I'm sure, I find that hats over time tend to stretch out, but it fits great now. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or gift it. We'll see. I like it. I ended up going down, I think, 2 needle sizes than what's called for in the pattern. Kelly McClure, size large. I ended up stopping a little sooner. I think in the end, from here to there, soup to nuts, it's like 14 inches or something, and I just felt like that was going to be too slouchy. So I stopped, I think, like an inch or two short, but you do you. And I don't have much more to say about it. I have a lot of things to show, so I should probably just move along. I did want to mention this yarn when you buy it. It's 100 grams, 366 meters. That's what it says on the label. 100% merino wool, hand wash, made in Ireland. Yeah. So finished object number 1. Happy dance. Moving on, finished object number 2. And I've been showing this off all along the way. It was practically finished last time, but it's completely finished this time. It's a pair. They are on blockers. This is called Heel Toe Do-Si Do by Kay Litton, who's also known as the Crazy Sock Lady. And this is going to be an entry into the Summer Sock Camp, which runs June, July, and August. I'll link everything below. It's a knit along in celebration of socks. This is a paid for pattern, but I think it was around $5. I'm not exactly sure. I'll link it. The yarn, let's see. It is Fab Funky Fibers for the rainbow part, and the other part I don't have the band because Old Star didn't keep bands. New Star does. because New Star has a little show on YouTube. So trying to be nice. Fab Funky Fibers, Mary Jane's Adventures to Another Planet is the colorway name. It is self-striping yarn. This skein is like a petite skein, which means it was only 50 grams, which was plenty, it turns out, because I got all of this. My foot is a US woman's size 10, but I have a narrow foot, so I did the 56 stitch count size, and I got gauged for the pattern, and this is how much I have left over. I'll show you. And I did do contrast heels, dozen cuffs, which helps. And I have this much left over, so not much. So 50 grams is enough for a pair of socks. And I did do a pretty good length in the leg. So if you're gonna do a 64, I would do a shorter leg, and I would still do contrast heel, toes, and cuffs. I think you could do it. I would just, part of the issue is I had to line up. I didn't have to, but I wanted to. Wow, that air conditioning's gonna be nice when I put it back on. I wanted to line up the stripes in this case, so I also had to cut. When I got to the end of sock 1, it was set to go to blue, blue. And I wanted it to be at orange, so I had a second little ball. Oh, the thing that's not embarrassing. Remember this? I was like, oh, I only have this much left over. No, that's from sock 1. That's what was left over of sock 1. Here's what's left over of sock 2. You're gonna be fine. I still have all of this from sock 2. This is what's left over. So anyway, we're good. And this is what I used for my contrast. Again, I don't know what it is, but it's cute. I don't know, is that helpful? It's in a sock tube form, and I just pulled from it and knit. Done. Boom. That's another finished object. Boom. This pattern is done top down, and it comes in 3 sizes. It's like a 56, 64, and 72. And what's fun about it, I think, for me, I'll take one off so you could see, as the ball drops and unravels, is that all the action is on the front, and it works great with self-striping yarn because it makes, ordinarily your self-striping yarn is just going to do this, which is also great on the back, but on the front it does this. So you only have to think on this side, and on this side it's mindless, but the pattern is really easy. After, I think I was about here, it was memorized. A person with maybe a sharper brain probably would have memorized it up here. But things are a little bit, I got a lot going on these days, so it took me like probably to here. It's actually quite simple. So anyway, yeah. It's a very simple 2-row repeat, and one of the rows is knit. It's a good pattern. I recommend it. Heel toe, do-si-do. Okay, so those are my 2 finished objects. Let's go to works in progress, of which there are 3 for now, and I also have some dream knitting coming up. All right, Vertices Unite. I want to show this to you because I'm at a turning point. I'm at a really good stopping place. The Magnificent Stephen West. Don't drop those cards. You can get this pattern as an individual download from West Knits. I'll link it from his website or other locations as well, Ravelry or whatever, Gumroad. It also comes in a collection like an ebook, and it comes in this book, West Knits Best Knits #1 Shawls. This book that I got at a local yarn store came with a Ravelry ebook code in it. I don't know if they all do, so that was nice. And it has a ton of amazing, beautiful patterns. In a previous episode, I went through the book slowly. It showed you lots of pictures. So anyway, on to the one I'm doing. Vertices Unite. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the large, And this is the small, which is great, except I'm doing a medium. And I talk about that in previous episodes too. If you go to Ravelry and search Espace Tricot, you will see the notes on it. Basically, you just kind of get to a medium number size. What does that mean? On the instructions in section A, you stop at either 60 or 90 stitches. Instead, you stop at 74 or 76 stitches, and then the rest is intuitive, so to speak. And also it's a little bit of a challenge because you do kind of have to think, but I enjoyed that, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, and it's written for 5 colors, or you can use fewer, or you can use more, really, because as you'll see, there's many places where you can do your own thing. And as Stephen West says, say yes, don't stress. And I love that. And I actually need to adopt that into other areas of my life. Just say yes and don't stress. Okay, this is section 1. I'll show you the yarns after. This blue section, which is basically a shawl on its own. And then the green section down below is section 2. And then comes section 3. This is the date. That's the chaperone. That's the entertainer. Okay. Then section 4, section 5, and section 6. I went rogue here. I wanted to add in orange. I didn't really have a great orange in my stash. Oh, darling. So I found a great color that was kind of close to orange. And if I bring it closer, you can see it better probably, right? I'll show you what that is in a minute. So it's close, and I thought it worked well with the pink and the blue, and I just thought it went. So now I have 6 colors in here, and then there's the last section. So now I'm at the point, the end, where I get to do the I-cord edging around the entire shawl, and I need to figure out what color is gonna bind off this whole thing. It can be one of the colors that's already in the shawl, or it can be another color entirely. And this is what I'm working with. These are the colors in my shawl, all of them. You can see them all here. I know I'm making it weird, but I want you to be able to see everything. I can't decide, you guys. I just can't decide. I'm really happy with what I've got going on. I know this looks ridiculous. I just don't know how else to show everything. I can't decide. And thanks, Lee, for suggesting the orange. I know that's probably not the orange you had in mind, but all right. So while you're thinking about what color I'm going to use and helping me decide, I'm going to show you what I've got. I'll quickly run through my yarns. Okay, first A and B are the blues. Okay, so we've got Plucky Knitter is the light blue, and Life in the Long Grass is the darker blue. So wipe. Here's the Plucky Knitter one, solo fingering, color is Cold as Ice. 475 yards, 80-20, merino silk. I don't know if you can read that. I told you what it was. I'll link to their website below. And where is the Life in the Long Grass? It went to the bottom. Okay, it is a single sock merino, colors Astral, 400 yards, 100 grams. Okay, let's set that down. Then the next 2 colors here are these 2. Okay, the darker green is this Deep Stash Bugga from the Sanguine Griffin, which is now the Verdant Griffin, I guess. Hand dyed, it's a sport weight. 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. 4 ounces, 412 yards. Common emerald moth. And then the lighter color is Woolen Boon, Pretty Wicked Yarn, Ambrosia Salad, Boon Skinny, single ply fingering, 100% superwash, 400 yards, 100 grams. Okay. Then the pink and the orange. This arm is getting a little bit, this is my bad arm. Okay, the pink and the orange. Hedgehog Fibers, Sporty Singles. 100 grams, 300 meters, 100% merino wool, color is Ghost. The new yarn. Hello. Yes. Yes, it is. Love it. This is Exmoor Sock. I love it. This is from John Arvin. Exmoor Sock 4-ply. The color is Quick Beam from John Arbin Textiles. And this is a blend of 60% Exmoor Blueface. This is superwash, by the way, but it's woolly. It's awesome. 20% Corriedale superwash, 10% Zwarbles, and 10% nylon. I don't know the sheep named Zwarbles, but I like that breed because of the name. And that sheep will be my favorite for a long time. That's a beautiful color. I have a little collection of these little balls of yarn because they're cute. First of all, they are 50 grams. They're these little 50 gram, 200 meter babies. And they come in great colors. They have great names and I love them. All right, so those are my yarns. And so I need to figure out, is it one of these or is it something else? And I will be patiently awaiting your input if you have it in you. What color goes around the entirety of this? Oh, you can't see that. I was gonna say it needs to go with everything there. How are you gonna see everything? It's nice to have wool draped all over you on a hot day with no air conditioning. That's sarcasm. Okay, what do we think? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could go crazy and do something like really bright. I could do something really dark and subtle. That's the beauty and the problem with this shawl. It's like, I could see doing 10 of these in all completely different color styles because it's so versatile and it's so interesting. And every single one looks completely different. Okay, we should just move on. That is the Vertices Unite. And I think I've talked about it long enough for now. It's a knock on my door that I'm going to ignore. Okay, what's next? The Rainbow Baby Blanket by Hobby that lives in this bag. So I'll link this too. This is my crochet project. This is a free pattern. Something in there was itchy. Yeah, I've got the hook on it. I'm just making progress. I'll probably just be showing this for a while. It's cute though. 100% cotton yarn. This is the yarn I'm using. It's called Rainbow, and they number their yarns 8-4, 8-6, 8-8. And that just tells you how thick it is. It's like, if this one is the 8-4, so it's fingering weight. I numbered them so I knew what order to go in. This is number 1 through 10, but then I threw in an 11th ball. The pattern calls for 10 balls of this, and I'm using 11, so hopefully it'll be a little bit bigger. It's a baby blanket. There are no babies here. It's gonna be a lap blanket. 100% cotton yarn, 50 gram balls, 170 meters, approximately 186 yards. Let's see, and I'm using a crochet hook that is an E, which is 3.5 millimeter. It's a little clover hook. Very easy pattern to follow. It's a free pattern. Ripple, you just sort of double crochet along. You do an increase and a decrease every so often, and it creates this pattern. And you can do it any way you want. I'm doing I'm following this order so that it looks like this. That's all I have to say about it for now. I've talked about it before, I'll talk about it again, and the end. I love it. I'm gonna give it to my son when it's done. He doesn't know that yet. And then the last work in progress I've got is something that I am learning about. That's just the wrong bag. This is something that I'm grateful for the opportunity because I am learning. I learned a lot. I'm gonna rip the whole thing out. So just prepare yourself now. I'm going to rip the whole thing out. As cute as it is. I'm wondering if I should show you on a blocker. It's a sock. So when I finish the do-si-do socks, heel toe do-si-do, oh, it's so snagged. Okay, the hook is snagged in a heel, and then the ball of yarn has fallen on the floor and unraveled and through. Oh, and every time I bend over, I get dizzy. Okay, we're good. Okay, got it. It's professional. Welcome to QVC. Let's see. So we're gonna just put this on here and maybe it'll help me talk about it. I dreamed of a sock that combined knitting and crochet together in one sock. And I know that other people do combine knitting and crochet. It's hard, you can't really find that on Ravelry because they don't let you combine them. You have to look for knitting or crochet. Hopefully one day they'll let you do that. But for now, I can't search for it, so yeah. So I have thoughts, and I learned, and I'm gonna rip this thing out because this is just a disaster in so many ways. But there's things about it, elements I like, and I'll talk to you about the things I like and the things I hate. Okay. I'm trying to communicate with my face. All right, enough of that. Knitted cuff, knitted stripes, which you can't see very well. Crochet puff, well, one round of like a single crochet, I think, and then a crochet puff stitch. Knitting. Crochet heel turn, knitting. Okay, taking it off because that was not really, I don't know if that was worth it in the end. All right, so maybe you could see it better this way. Yeah, this is better. All right, so what do I like? I still like the idea of combining knitting and crochet. I like a knitted cuff because it's elastic and stretchy and it makes sense. I like a crochet motif somewhere in here. I like a crochet heel and heel turn because this is where there's two places on the sock where I tend to wear out a hole. On the heel turn, on the bottom here, and on the ball of my foot. Those are always the two places. So crochet fabric is thick and not stretchy, and I think that's going to give it some reinforcement. And I know other people, I've heard, sometimes get holes here. I never do, but some people do, so that might make sense. Okay, what do I not like? I already had ripped out and redone and ripped out and redone. Originally, some crochet stuff I had done here was so tight it wouldn't go over my heel. This goes over my heel and I can wear this. The proportions are wrong. When I put this on my foot, this thing goes right across my ankle and is huge. It just stretches out like massively. And it goes around my ankle like a giant ankle cuff and looks hideous. It just looks wrong. It looks unflattering. Not that I ever thought that a sock could be unflattering, and yet somehow I've achieved that. This should be up here, right at the base of the cuff, I think. Or this whole thing should be much longer. If there wants to be a space, then this whole thing should be longer. Like, the proportions are just wrong. You get what I'm saying, right? This is the front of the sock. The proportions are just wrong. I think that makes sense. And then, yeah, so that's my main criticism, actually. And then other than the fact that I don't know if you could really see the stripes, so I don't know what the point of that is, other than just to bring the blue down, the blue-gray. The yarns I'm using, by the way, if you're curious, I hope I have the labels in here. Yeah, I don't. This is a potluck color from Hedgehog Fibers. And this is from it'll come to me. So that's cool. And I'm just using like a 2.25 knitting needle and a 2.5 crochet hook. I just found that to work better than a 2.25 crochet hook. I don't know why. So I'm gonna rip the whole thing out, and I might keep trying, but I also wanna just knit a sock to like relax, so we'll see. Farmer's Daughter Fibers. That blue yarn was from Farmer's Daughter Fibers, because I actually want to show you in my stash. I got something coming up. All right, and then the last thing is what is my dream project? Meaning, it's not really a dream, it's just what I think I'm going to do next. I kind of want, the Grocery Girls are doing a t-shirt, Tanks and Tees knit along, that just started on July 1st, and it's going for a little while. And you can join along in their Ravelry group, and I think there'll be also an Instagram hashtag. And I want to join, and I think I'm going to do the ranunculus, and I will link that. I had printed out the pattern, I didn't bring it. And this is the yarn I'm thinking of using, so I don't know if it's going to work. I think it's very cheerful. It's very fuzzy. This is special yarn. It was a birthday gift like 2 years ago, and I still haven't used it. It's local. It's from Shaggy Bear Farms in Scio, Oregon. SCIO. I don't even know where that is, but it's local. It's in Oregon. There's no website. It's just shaggybearfarms@yahoo.com. This can be purchased at Northwest Wools, which is a Portland yarn store, which I guess where it was purchased for me. This blend is a 40% alpaca, 40% pygora, 20% Tussa silk yarn. It's fingering weight. It's hand dyed, 482 yards, 3.6 ounces, and I have 2 skeins, so it's plenty. It's very fuzzy and soft. I'm concerned, I guess I just have to swatch it up, that it might be too variegated for the lace and fight with it, but I'm just sensitive skin today. So I don't know what your thoughts are. For this, for an ranunculus. I know it's a very popular pattern. I'm wondering if anyone's knit it, if they have any advice, or if there's another t-shirt pattern that might be better for that, or I don't know what. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay, next, mail. I'm just trying to whip through everything really fast because it's been a while and I feel like there's a lot to share. Everything I'm sharing today is from small companies. Everything. Okay, I do have an unboxing video coming up. Another one from a big company. So I thought I'd share all stuff from small companies. Okay, let's see what we got. I've got, first, this is a little bag. This company is called Knit for Brains, and it came with a very cute little stitch marker, progress keeper, etc. Knit for Brains, Laura Brady and Alicia Gifford. They have an Etsy shop, which I'll link. They also have a YouTube channel, Knit for Brains, and a Facebook group. Their Instagram and Ravelry, it's all Knit for Brains. Sometimes you just are in a certain mood and you just have to go for it. And that is exactly what happened here. Hi, this is a little perfect sock knitting project. It's got a little Knit for Brains tag on it. It's just very sweet with the little happy clouds and the unicorns and the rainbows. It's got pink fabric inside. It's got these nice little zoop. It's very sweet and I like it and I'm very happy with my purchase. So that's that. And inside that bag, so I didn't forget, Sugar and Sloth is a company I follow on Instagram. And they also have, this is in the UK, and she has subscription boxes, which I'm always very tempted to buy, but I've never signed up for. And in this case, I just purchased a couple of little pins. This one says, "Not today." And this one says, "What if you are already enough?" So this is the kind of vibe. If you think these are cute, you'll like everything Sugar and Sloth does. Some of them occasionally are sweary, have swear words in them, but not the, I don't know if the Instagram is full of that. I think usually you kind of have to click through to see the swear words. And they're not in the subscription boxes unless you add that on. I think that stuff is pretty clean. But there's a lot of cute animals and sometimes unexpected things, but always very positive messages. It's all about positivity. So that's cute. I'm about positive messages too. Not like toxic, not like good vibes only, but like, you know what? There's enough garbage in the world. Let's just, you never know what someone is going through. So let's just be kind. It doesn't cost anything and it could go a long way. All right, what else do I have to share? There's 3 things here. Speaking of Farmer's Daughters fibers, did you know that even if you're not in the club, you can occasionally go in and buy past club yarns? I was in their club last year. This year I sat out just for financial reasons. But occasionally I get a little FOMO or whatever. I want to have the yarn and I just went in and bought a past yarn color. So they have 2 different clubs this year, and this is the Farm to Needle one of March. So I thought I would unbox it in front of you. Crinkle, hold on. And I like that it's just in paper. It's sustainable. And this is how it comes. Oh, it's cute. They even give you the sticker. Sock Squad, Farm to Needle. The tag is super cute. Oh, look at that color. March Sock Squad, 100% American wool, 2-ply, 395 yards, 4 ounces. Color: the sky is green and the grass is blue. Ah. This is beautiful. Dang, this color. You don't have to be a green person to understand this one. So I just saw it online and I was like, heck yeah. And I saw, hold on. You okay? I saw other ones that I also am very tempted by, but I left some on the website for you. There are some other beautiful ones still available. So I think that one might be sold out now, but there are some other months. I don't know, April, May, June. I don't know what's there. Go take a look if you're interested. Again, everything will be linked. All right, there's 2 things left. Needles at the ready. Are you ready? I am a fan of Kevin and Ray and their podcast and kind of whatever they're on about. I like what they knit. I like what they talk about. I like what they do with the dye studio. If think it's mostly Kevin that's dying. And I like their little handwritten notes. Hi, Star. Thank you for your order. It was nice seeing you during knit night. They had a knit night Zoom, and I joined in. And I think I might have been a little obnoxious, as is my way when I don't know people. I tend to be really quiet, and then when it's my turn to speak, I overshare or do something. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I got a sticker and another sticker. Oops, no, that's just a circle. I got a circle. That is nothing. Thanks. And I got some nice stash tea. I got chai spice and chamomile. They actually go together pretty well, it turns out, according to my nose. And I only ordered one skein this time because this is not my first time shopping their store. And I've become, oh, it's so pretty. Okay, needles at the ready, hand dyed in Stratford, Connecticut. Their tags are super cute, and they attach them with a really nice stitch marker, that light bulb style, which is so useful. Achilles sock, which is a 75-25 superwash nylon. Blend, 462 yards, 100 grams, vampiric touch. They always have good names. This is for the purple people. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people. This is a nice, moody, this is my, I don't know what to say about this, but this is my kind of purple. I like the red purples too, like the more plummies, but like the dark, moody, gray purples, that's what I like. And it's got some nice subtle variegation. These are hard to knit with because you just don't wanna, you've got that like, what if I ruin it? So they have an Etsy shop and the yarns sell out super fast. You're gonna wanna subscribe to their YouTube channel and their Instagram. They announce when they go live. And basically if you're using the Etsy app, you're not gonna be able to do it because the Etsy app, I don't know what it is about like when shop updates, but you can't see the yarn right away. You kind of have to get on a computer, and not everyone has one, but if you have one, you might actually be able to get some yarn. I just love it. It's really pretty. Good job. Okay. Now the last thing is not something I bought, but something I won. I won a contest. And I'm sorry if that makes you feel bad. It felt great to me. So, and it was a Grocery Girls win, and they were like, Star, you won, because I'm a moderator in their group, and it was probably a little bit like, should we redraw? I hope I didn't make them feel awkward, because I know that they do things by the book. But it was for the Comfort Fade cardigan knit along, and it was fun to win. I put some work into that sweater and into that group, and here was the prize I got. Hey! And I'm gonna support them anyway. I mean, you know, like I said last week, they could put a piece of garbage on their website and I'm gonna click and check out. And I'm gonna get up to $75 so I can get free shipping. Anyway, here's what I got. It all came in this cute Knitiversary bag, which is actually kind of thick canvas. It's not a cheap bag. They invested in these. Okay, first thing is the Grocery Girls journal, which is a really nice thick kind of cardstock journal. It is got this cute aqua color. It's lined. I love this. I can never have enough books because I use them. I mean, my notes for this podcast are in a little book. And when that's done, I can jump into this. And it's got this thing for the pen. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, okay, great, where's the pen? So psyched about that. What else? Okay, I'm gonna show you some of the little things. Cute. Who can't always use more of these? Stitch markers. Little coaster. Cute. Pom Pom Pucker. I love this because I have one of their lip balms, Tough Luxury lip balms, in a different flavor. I have like burnt sugar or something and I love it. And now I have Pom Pom Pucker, which is really nice. Just watch me sniff this for a long, long time. Sorry. Okay, and there's some kind of special things in here too. This is the tape measure. I didn't take it out because I was like, sorry. I was being like a little dragon with the hoard, like treasuring it. I have to start being like, I can use the things. Super cute rose gold tape measure. It's got both metric and empiric. Anyway, fancy. I could always use another tape measure because I never can find the one I have. So, and then this cute little thing. These are things on their website I never bought because I felt like, oh, it's too nice or something. I don't know. This little pouch in this cute olive green color. You open it up, and then you could put your stitch markers and your tape measure or whatever in there, and then you close it up and put it in your bag, and it all just stays in there. Love. And the piece de resistance. Wait, what's that? Oh. Cute sticker. Love it. I love stickers. Okay, let me put this stuff back so I can show off the incredible fun thing. Yes, the collab between the Grocery Girls and La Bien-Aimée. I have the Merino Super Sock, which is 425 meters, 465 yards per 100 grams. 75% superwash, 25% nylon, and the color Sienna, which is Tracy's color. Hi. Now I have this color in a different base because I want to make a love note out of it. And now I have it in the sock, so I can make socks out of it too. I feel like I should make one of Tracy's patterns maybe, because it's her color. Or I can make a Jody pattern and then I can combine. I'm not being creepy. Anyway, don't you love it? I mean, you don't have to. I do. I love it. I love all that like pink and sand. I want to go there. I want to go to the beach where the sand is just pink and sandy and it's so pretty. Love it. So that was fun. I enter a lot of contests and I always feel a little bit like shy. Does anyone ever feel shy when they enter contests? Like, I'll enter. I don't know what that's about. It's fun though. Okay, so I am, sorry, gotta get rid of that. That's just the way it is. I hope you're still here. I'm so happy to be back recording this. And I'm so happy to just feel alive and healthy again. I know it's a little dramatic, but I'm going to talk just a tiny bit about why I had a delay if you want to hang out with me while I do that. I had a vestibular seizure on Tuesday. Today is Saturday, July something. That's the part that's the hardest. What is today? July 10th. Yeah. July 10th, Saturday. I'm recording this and it was Tuesday I was gonna record this and I just woke up and had one and it was my third one ever. Apparently I have vestibular epilepsy. Okay, that's okay. The first one was 5 years ago. The second one was about a month or two ago. So that was a little bit like, uh-oh, is this a thing now? But the good news is I now have a plan, a strategy. I have a great ear doctor. I have a strategy for how not to have these anymore, basically. I'm on meds for it. I'm actually on 2 different medicines. I have chronic vestibular migraines, which means I'm dizzy all the time, basically. And if you're dizzy all the time, that's not normal. It's a thing that happens. There's lots of different reasons people are dizzy. Talk to your doctor about it. And if you don't like the answers or results you're getting, get a new doctor if you can, and keep going until you get results. That's what I had to do. And I finally have a good doctor, and it was so funny because I had so many doctors and I had so many misdiagnoses. I just kept getting them misdiagnosis after another. I had tons of tests. I had MRIs and CAT scans and horrible invasive tests where they make you very dizzy. And I got the wrong diagnosis one after another. And I've had different things, like I've had the BPPV, which is very common, where the crystals in your ears I learned there are crystals in the tubes in your ears. Go out of place and you put them back in place. I get that once in a while anyway. That's a separate thing. This is different. It's a different kind of dizzy. It's not quite as positional. Anyway, I have a great ear doctor now, and he taught me about vestibular migraines, which I have chronic. I have them every day. So I'm on medicine for that. I'm actually on 2 different medicines for that. And one of them relates to seizures, vestibular seizures. And so now I have this medicine and I can't miss my meds. And if I miss my meds, they can trigger the seizure. Also looking at Ravelry for long periods of time, trigger vestibular migraines for me, and in this case, the vestibular seizure. Vestibular seizures are very unpleasant. It's where the whole world just out of nowhere starts spinning and there's nothing you can do about it. And you want to die. And then after that, it was just 2 days of a very big regular migraine with the photosensitivity and the nausea and blah, 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 blah. So I now have a new prescription also for Imitrex, which I never had before, even though I do get migraines occasionally, the other kind. So I'm excited. So I now have a strategy for if I get the other kind of migraine. I have the vestibular seizure strategy. I'm going to limit my Ravelry time even further. I'm going to set timers so I make sure I'm not on for more than a few minutes at a time, like 5 minutes at a time. I'm not on for more than a few times a day. And I'm going to be all right. And it's a constant reminder not to take my health for granted. My biggest health problem really is just my lack of energy. And I'm working on that with another doctor who I like and trust. So thanks for listening. It's kind of been one thing after another. I have tons of health problems. I'm not going to get into them all right now. I feel like I've already talked about it longer than the average person would want to hear. I just thought, here's the thing. If we're willing to talk about the stuff we go through, then maybe other people don't feel alone. I'm not trying to get any pity. I'm fine. You don't have to say, oh, sorry, you're going through that. I'm okay. I mean, you're welcome to. I appreciate the compassion, but I'm actually okay. I know a lot of people, one of the ways I get through it is, one of the ways I've come out of depression is through gratitude practice. And I'm not preaching, you do you. I just know that when I was really depressed, I heard an interesting podcast with this guy who studied happiness. He's like a professor at Harvard, and he studied, these are people around the world of different class, race, religion, etc. And there's a few things they all have in common, and one of them is gratitude. And some people's faith, this is part of their faith, and some people are atheist, and it doesn't matter. It's interesting. And so I did it the most bare bone ways possible because I had a lot of eye-rolly cynicism about this. I didn't want to do it. So I was like lying in bed. It was the absolute last thing I did at night with the lights out. Like 3 things I'm grateful for. I've talked about this before. Anyway, became a habit. And that and meditation is another thing that's on the list. And it's the thing, you can't tell people to meditate because nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to do it, but it's changed my life. So I don't know. It's the simplest thing in the world. It's not easy, but it is very simple. And it really does help. I feel pretty grateful. Anyway, again, tangent, and I'm scared. This is almost an hour, so I gotta go. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna I actually recorded part of it. I'm going to finish recording the other part of it. I'm going to upload an unboxing of something called the Lion Brand Santa Sack. If that interests you, look out for it. It would kind of surprised me a little bit. I like to do a combination of small independent makers and giant big box things. I like it. I don't know. I like to stay open to anything in life, and that includes the craft that I love so much. Have a great week if you can, and if you can't, hang in there, kitten. See you next time.